Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. And if it's your first time tuning in to my YouTube channel, thank you for joining. So before we begin this video, I'd like to say thank you all for going back and watching some of the previous videos that I've done. It means a lot. I'm really trying to grow this channel this year, and I can't do it without you all, so thank you. So I'd also like to take this time to ask that you subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go back and watch the previous videos, and also hit the like button if you like this video, okay? So I think you really will enjoy my channel, especially for those of you who are looking to reinvent or recreate your style. And today's episode, I'd like to discuss what it takes to actually do that, you know? And oftentimes this topic isn't discussed, but I want to take the time to discuss it with you, not only today, but in the upcoming videos that I will put out there. In fact, the previous one I've done was kind of similar to what I'm going to talk about today. And what I'm going to talk about today really is confidence and style, and why confidence is so important whenever you're recreating your style, or just style just in general. Okay, so I have some talking points. Forgive me if I'm looking down every now and then at my iPad here, but a few things that came about in the comment sections of my Instagram. Oh, by the way, follow me on Instagram as well. Okay, so my Instagram handle is jp.haney. That's Haney. I'll go ahead and put it right down here. And also my TikTok is the real JP Haney. Okay, and then also yeah, and then here on YouTube. But yeah, so I was getting a lot of inquiries and also DMs about the different topics that I've been talking about lately, especially with confidence. And believe it or not, it's a lot of men out there, and I'm sure it's women out there as well, who struggle with this, okay? And so confidence, what I really want you all to understand, and we can do a whole series on confidence alone, but that's not what I'm here for today, to talk to you just about confidence. It's really about, in fact, I'll go over some of these points here. It's really about building confidence through style, okay? Overcoming style insecurities. Also, confidence on a budget. That's a big one. A lot of people always look at my Instagram and they see like some of the labels that I may wear, and they're like, you know, what if you can't afford some of these labels? Well, don't worry about that. I got a solution for you. And then lastly, a well-dressed, confident man, I should say, and success. Okay, so all of these topics are important. So I got 4 of them for you today. And what I would like to start with is building confidence through style. Okay, so before I elaborate on the bullet points I have here, I'd like to talk about myself first and how I created this sense of confidence that helps me in my everyday life, you know, whether it be professionally or whether it be personally, just in general. Okay, and so I'll go back some time and I'll go back in time, I should say, and talk about how it started for me. Okay, so in 2nd grade, some of you may have heard this story before. Forgive me if you heard it, but for those of you who have not, in 2nd grade, you know, I was just a regular kid, elementary school. You know, parents bought us nice clothes. You know, they were new clothes. A lot of people weren't fortunate enough to even have new clothes. Well, my brother and I had new clothes, and they weren't name brand. Okay, a lot of them weren't name brand, but to us, they were new, so they were fresh. You know, and there were moments where we would lay out our new clothes out on the bed prior to going to school the next day, and we would show up looking fresh. We would feel fresh. But it wasn't until I got bullied by a group of kids, boys and girls, about the type of clothes that I was wearing. Okay, so I'm gonna pause there and just let you know, so when you are building confidence, keep in mind, do not allow other people to make you feel like you're less than, okay? Know your worth. Do not allow other people to make you feel you're less than. And so what happened was they started pointing out to me how my shoes were made of plastic. You know, I used to wear Pro Wings and Kangaroos. You know, some of you may have heard of those brands. And the thing about it is, prior to them even bringing this up to me, I thought that they were cool shoes, you know? But it wasn't until then where I really started to explore what brands and labels were all about, okay? And so I went home, told my mom, I said, hey, I got teased about today because of my shoes. I said, I need some cooler shoes. And she was like, you know, what do you mean? And she may not even believe that I remember this story, but I do, because it stuck with me. That was the birth of my confidence really just coming out, okay? Because I already had it. I just told you I had it with the cheaper clothes. Well, so what I ended up doing was she ended up buying me a pair of, it was Jordan 1s. At the time, we called them just Nike Airs, but they were Jordan 1s, and they were only like $64.99 at the time. Well, the caveat to that, or the downside to that was, if you got a nice name brand pair of shoes, then you would lack in the clothing area. So I wouldn't be able to have all the new, fresh clothes that I once had. So what I would do is I would just sacrifice that, because I started with my shoes. So for those of you who know me, know that I love shoes. And so I started wearing fresh sneakers, because that was the thing back in the 80s. And I started building around that, okay? And so besides me already having the confidence and not until I got distracted by other people, I felt that I needed a label to make me feel, like I was cool. But I really didn't need that. But I ended up going that route. And so I worked with what I had, okay? So that meant that we had to wear stuff from, like, it was a store called Wieners. It was another store, obviously Walmart, and stores like that we would go to, and it was fine. So I can tell you this, it does not matter, even to this day. It could be Target, it could be Walmart, I don't care. I can make anything look good, okay? And I'll say that with confidence, as you can see. I'll stand up to anybody walking out of Saks, walking out of Neiman's, or whatever department store there is, and I promise you, I can walk right on side of you and look just as good, if not better, okay? So that's the confidence that I have, and that's the confidence that I want you to have. So finishing my story, so I won't go into all the details, but I will say that was the birth of me being introduced to labels, but I really didn't need that, okay? So I'll come back to that, all right? So building confidence through style, okay? And so with that, I'll tell you this, it's really all psychological, okay? And so oftentimes, especially today, we worry so much about what other people may think of us, what other people may say about us. And I get DMs all the time, or even text messages from people like, so what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I give them my opinions. I don't have a problem. If you come to me asking me for my opinion, I'll give it to you, okay? So there are no rules in fashion. Okay, but if you come to me, I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? Because I break rules. I break rules, especially in fashion, because, I'm sure I'm going to have comments about this statement I'm making about there are rules to fashion. Well, who made them? Okay? Now, unless the designer created the garment to be worn a certain way, then that's different. Okay? But even still with that, if you have confidence, you can wear that designer's garment the way that he or she created it and the way that you want to wear it. Okay? Because you feel good about it. So whenever these folks send me DMs or text messages and they send me a picture, I ask them, okay, when you put it on, how did it make you feel? Okay? So if it made you feel good, then wear it. Okay? So confidence is about that, feeling good from deep from within, and stepping out of your comfort zone, when doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell you this, whenever I put on something, when I'm trying on something to go out somewhere, or even when I'm making a video, I put it on and I want to know, or I ask myself, how do you feel? Sometimes I don't have to ask myself. It just comes out. I just feel good. I just feel good in knowing that, I can deliver my message, whether that be a presentation on camera here, or if that's a presentation in person, and know that I don't care about how anybody look at me, unless I feel like my zipper is unzipped or something like that. But anyway, I don't care about the way people look at me or see me or feel about the way I'm dressed. It doesn't matter, okay? So remember, confidence is here, okay? I oftentimes talk about that theme music. Whenever I get dressed and I go places, I have theme music constantly playing in my mind. I'm walking down the street, hopping out of my car, walking into a building, and that theme music is steady rolling. And I'm like in the zone. I don't care about, what people may think or say about me. I get the stares, I feel it. I feel the stares, but I don't worry about, are they staring at me because of what I have on? Does what I have on, does it not look good? I don't care. In my mind, they're looking at me because they're admiring me, okay? It's all psychological. So remember, with confidence, you can exude it through your style. And it starts with you creating the style that fits your personality, okay? And having the confidence to be able to express yourself through style, because that's all it is, okay? When you talk about fashion, okay, so here over the past few weeks, they've had these fashion shows. Different designers, different fashion houses are coming out with new looks, okay? I do tune into those fashion shows because I want to see what's coming out. What are the new trends? But just because I watch that doesn't mean I follow that trend. Because oftentimes, you know, whenever they come out with these fashion trends or these new fashion lines or whatever, they've already been created before. You know, a lot of them I'm noticing are very much so inspired by like the 70s, the 60s, with a little 80s twist. Sometimes they're adding that 90s twist to it too now with more of the baggier clothing. And they just kind of sprinkle their own sauce to it. But if you look at it, go look at all of the brands, you know, Amiri, Louis, Sakai. It's a lot of these brands that are coming out, Fear of God, all of them, they all are similar, okay? And some of them are Japanese inspired, so if you pay attention to what they're doing overseas, you'll kind of know. And then you can go from there. You can choose whatever you want, you know, to wear, and just wear it, you know? All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is overcoming style insecurities, okay? So this is very important. You know, the thing about it is to really understand your body type, okay? And so a lot of times you may have a person with more of a larger frame. They may show me a picture of an individual with more of a slim or slender frame, and they're saying that they want to look like that, okay? Chances are you're probably not going to look like that person or that image, okay? So what you need to do is you can look at, they can inspire you, and you can wear those garments, but just make sure that they fit your body properly, okay? I can't stress that enough, because if your clothing fits you properly, regardless of what style you decide to go with, then you're gonna look neat and very put together anyway, and then guess what that does? That equals confidence, right? So the next thing that I really wanna go over is giving you some tips for stepping out of your comfort zone, okay? So people often tease me because I do always wear black. I don't have it on today, but I'm always wearing black. But it is important that, you know, if you mix things up a bit, and in order to mix these things up a bit by wearing like more bold colors or outfits that are not, outfits that you're not used to wearing, it takes confidence, okay? But you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, okay? And for me, I'm comfortable in black. I'm in the season of wearing black. Told a friend of mine that the other day, and I am, you know, it's just kind of where I'm at. You know, it's we're in the winter months. It's been raining a lot here in Houston, and so last week, a couple weeks ago, we had snow, which was very surprising. But you know, whenever you're wanting to create this style or exude confidence, you have to learn to step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so put it on, but make sure it fits you properly, even if you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Okay. All right. So another thing I want to talk about is confidence on a budget. Okay, this is one thing that's very, very important. And again, I started this video out talking about confidence on a budget, or, you know, wearing things that are inexpensive and still having confidence. You know, you can look expensive without spending a fortune. I'm going to say that again. You can look expensive without spending a fortune, but there's a cheat code to it. Okay, so I would say if you're going to do this, if you're going to go to the Targets, Walmarts, or even Zara, these H&Ms, all these stores, just make sure that you have an accessory. I would say maybe 1 or 2 accessories that'll bring everything together. Okay, and usually with this is my opinion, this is my tip. I usually focus on the belt and I focus on the shoes. Okay, so what this does is it'll kind of wrap and bring everything together. Okay, so if you got, let's say, a jacket, all right, you got a shirt, let's say they both came from Zara, and then you got a nice designer belt. And when I say designer, you don't have to spend $1,000 on the belt, but a nice quality belt that'll really stand out. And then get the shoes to match, okay? So let's just say I'm gonna throw a big brand out there. Let's say a Gucci belt with the Gucci shoes. Then you can wrap that around or have some more inexpensive clothing, okay? Now, if you don't wanna have, you know, if you're really strapped for cash and you really don't wanna spend a lot on, let's say, the belt or the shoes, you can get it all from Zara, okay? So these stores are really kind of like copying or duplicating major brands anyway. So make it work. You know, you can get you a shirt from Zara for maybe 59 bucks. You can get you a jacket for maybe 100 bucks, you know, and the pants. I can go on and on. You can get you an entire unit. I call my outfits unit. You can get an entire unit for probably 200 bucks. Okay. Whereas if you go designer, 200, that's probably cufflinks. So remember, you know, you can still go to these stores and be able to still stay within your budget, you know. And even if you're shopping at the Zaras of the world, because we know that if you are shopping at Zara, chances are when you go out, somebody else is going to have on your outfit. They will. But, you know, you're different from them. Okay. You're going to step out with confidence and you're going to put your pieces together different than they did. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is the power of thrift shopping and also finding unique pieces. Okay. So for those of you who aren't familiar with thrifting, get familiar with the thrift shops in your cities. Okay. You'll be surprised at so many different shops they have locally that can provide you with designer items for a lower price. They're secondhand or maybe third hand. Somebody have used them before, but it doesn't matter. Which, by the way, go to my website. I'm actually selling some of my pieces in my closet. Okay, so I had to throw that in there. I felt like it was appropriate. But definitely, and also there are sites like Grailed. Okay. There are sites that you can go to, or different apps that you can go to that have secondhand items. Okay, so make sure that you tap into your thrift stores in your areas. Okay, and then also, you know, what I would say is start in your closet. A lot of times we buy stuff, especially if you're like an impulse spender, or if you're somebody who likes to spend a lot of money and you keep the stuff. Before changing your style or trying to step out of your comfort zone, look in your closet and see if there are pieces that you may already have that fit you properly already and you can build around. Okay? So all of these tips that I've given you it's really my opinion, okay, and it has worked for me. Okay? And like I said, and I can say this with confidence, I can step in any one of them stores, even thrift stores, and I can walk right on side of somebody, right next to somebody who walked out of Saks. And I'm telling you, I can look a whole lot better than they do. And I'm not saying this with arrogance or anything like that. I'm saying it with confidence. Okay, so you see what I mean by confidence? Because I know I can, because I know who I am. Okay, so this is what my channel is about. You know, this is kind of a shorter video, but I really wanted to get this message across to you all, especially for those of you who have been reaching out to me and really want to know, how did I get this type of confidence? You know, and why don't I care about what the next person may think or say about me? Because I don't care. Okay, because if it makes me feel good, then I know I'm going to look good, because it stands out. You know, people feel confidence. When you're confident, people see you, or people that are around you, they feel it. Okay, and it can start with your style. Okay, so stay tuned for more of these videos. I got them more coming. Again, if you like this video, please share it. Share it with somebody who's struggling with confidence. Okay, share it, like it, and please subscribe. Okay, follow me on Instagram. That's jp.haney. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Looking forward to talking to you more about this. Have a blessed day.